What Umar talking about?
We're gonna dip into a little bit of finances. We talked about finances here, but we like to switch it up every once in a while on the finances. We just don't, sometimes we go to the real numbers and talk about finance, but it's a different part of the finances. This is going towards how can I break it down? Finances when it comes to the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let him explain a little bit. I came across this one and thought it was pretty good because I've been getting closer and closer to God, and the churches and stuff like that. And I personally have mixed feelings when it comes to the churches. Period. So we're gonna hear what the doctor of the people, as he's called it, doctor of the people.
Hey, Todd said he the same kind of doctor as Dr. Dre. Oh man.
Yeah, that's funny. That's wild.
Yeah, nigga with attitude.
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what Dr. Umar got to say, man. And then we'll talk about it. You know how we do.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
They don't care about black folks.
They ain't about to come in for
Mega church don't care about black folks.
That's what you said.
My problem with black religion is threefold. You take three things from black people that we can't afford to waste.
Money.
And can't never get back. Number one is money. You take too much resources.
Time.
Every black church should have three institutions. You should have a school for our kids, a bank to invest in our people, and you should have a community garden to feed our people good food. Every church should have those three. If you are bringing in at least $250,000 a year in tithes, and you ain't got a school, a bank, and a garden, you a goddamn fraud. I don't care who you are. Remember what I said, 250K. If you less than 250K, you should still be doing something, but I'm not gonna hold you to the same standard. But if you $250,000 that you can depend on annually, you should have some institutions for the people. So number one, they take too much money. Number two, Joe, they take too much of our time. You don't get your time back. You can make that money back. You can't make your time back. Bible study, Sunday service, Sunday morning service, Sunday night service, gospel choir.
Thursday.
Why are you taking all this time and you're not giving us nothing?
Wow.
And the third thing that they take from us that we can't afford to waste and have misuse is hope. The black church abuses our hope by constantly making you feel Jesus or Muhammad going to come and make everything right when the time is right. And that's why black religion plays right into the hand of the white power structure. You know why? Because it has black people thinking they don't have to do shit but wait and pray in order to change their circumstances. And that's why Napoleon Bonaparte, and I'm no fan of Napoleon Bonaparte, the white man's greatest military strategist, said what? Religion is what keeps the poor man from killing the rich one.
Yes, indeed.
No, religion ain't nothing but mind control. Nobody has ever opened up a church to liberate people. Churches were created to control minds. You can't show me a religion or a religious organization that believes in free thought and liberation of consciousness. Every religion is a mind control institution.
It's not attached to spirituality.
That's why I didn't.
Yo, that's crazy you said that. These are things I'm gonna start off. I think I'm gonna start off. These are things I used to think as a child, bro. As a child. The first thing, I'm not super religious, but I grew up Baptist. But they always used to say, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I used to get that confused with, well, I thought God was the Savior, really, and Jesus was just the tool, the vessel. I used to get really confused at that. But the tithing and offering, I used to wonder, where'd that money go? Where'd that money go? Do
just like taxes.
Does the pastor is that the pastor's salary? That's what I used to think it was. I thought it was the pastor's salary because the pastor got the nicest car. He stayed with that new Cadillac, the best parking space. I remember things like, we had a building fund for 5 years. I'm like, yo, all the tithing and offering the old people be putting in, because I will put in $1, but the older people put in 20s, 50s, 100s. I'm like, yo, we ain't at this goal yet. It took us 5 years to do this just to put on a little addition to the church. I mean, I'm just that's just my personal anecdote right there. But I think Dr. Umar is spitting facts right now. I think I've always thought religion is somewhat of a, I'm not gonna say a mind control, but somewhat, it narrows your mind, because you have Christians and you have Muslims, and they're so, righteous and believe in their religion and faithful, but they judge each other on their based off their beliefs. I that's where it loses me. I'm like, if religion was really like attached to spirituality, why is it creating bias amongst people? Um, Even with Judaism, I guess that's what you call it. Islam, Christianity. Christians are the biggest hypocrites in the world to me. Shout out to my Christians, but they're just the biggest hypocrites in the world. They say God said thou shalt not judge, and they be in the pulpit judging your ass. I be hearing my grandma and my mom gossip about such and such all the time. That shit used to boggle my mind. Shout out to grandma. I ain't talking about grandma, but I don't know, man. I always felt a funny way about religion. I don't think it's attached to spirituality. I don't think it's attached to spirituality at all. It's there's a dimmer there, and it's somewhat of a spectacle to me to go up in the church and watch people, catch the Holy Ghost and start, stomping and rolling on the ground and whatnot. And I get it. Religion does have its great concepts, like how to be a positive human being, how to be a decent human being, as far as the commandments, thou shalt not kill. That makes sense. I don't want to just be out here killing people just because I feel like it. That one kind of makes sense, but it's just it seems like very much a show to me. Very much a show. Like, I don't get me wrong, that preachers have a great talent of learning how to tug at your emotions. It's just how they started. They start off small. They'll relate it to current events. They'll, like get you paying attention by, talking calmly, and then they'll turn up, and then it turns you up. You know what I'm saying? Or it turns people in the church up. It's very interesting to me.
It's the art of public speaking, and that's where I got detached as well. As you can see, most of our generation kind of got separated from the church. There is a difference between religious and spiritual. It's supposed to be a tie. If you're religious, you're automatically deemed as spiritual, but a lot of people actually aren't spiritual who are taught religion. Religion is taught. Spiritual is instinct, but you have to be in tune with yourself to understand spirit, right? And I have my own connection with God. I advise everybody to develop their own connection with God. And my connection with God doesn't have to be the same way as yours might be, or what somebody else tells me to. I always had, since we're dabbling in like where we got this lost connection, one of the things I'm gonna point out is you said like you could tell like someone right as a child. That's because, to use your word, children are very cognizant. They know, and like right from wrong, like the inner thing. Like I said, that's spiritual right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like if something doesn't feel right, again, the body and the mind automatically is like, okay, fear, defense, protect. What's going on? I'm being fed something. These two things don't add up. What is happening? Right? And then the main thing they tell you after you give them all of this time, the main thing they tell you is come back, just keep coming back. Even if it don't make sense, just keep it back. It'll start to make sense. No, it'll start to be comfortable and routine. And then what I told y'all a long time ago, not calling this a lie, but the mind is the monster. The mind is the victim to the monster of repetition, right? So after, like, I mean, you got it all the time. Christians are against Christians. You know, you got different types of Christians. You got all types of, churches. So to bring this back to the financial piece is that's where I was lost at too. Like, you mean to tell me that this money that I'm donating as tithes is supposed to be 10% of my earnings that I'm donating as tithes, I'm paying my dues, is going to God. God notices this. Okay, well, what I
God ain't never needed no goddamn money. He just turned water to wine. What the fuck he need some money for? Excuse my language. Sorry, Lord. You know my heart.
Your connection with God. So what I saw it as is
shine. Get your shine on.
Get your shine on, shout it.
Yeah. So hey, I put this on. I put it on everywhere. Booty cheeks, kneecaps, underarms. I got the vanilla right here. Usually, hey, I got the lavender ones. It helped me sleep good because I be sleeping like this, and I can smell it off my hands. I'm trying to tell you, feeling good. Y'all better rock with this.
Right.
It's that vanilla. Yeah.
Listen, man, we ain't being ashy no more. Hygiene. Yeah. Hygiene is important. You need to get your shine. It's hydrating. It's light. It lasts all day. You don't got to use a lot, and it's good from face to foot.
Historically, I don't really use lotion or nothing like that because I'm like in a hybrid, light skin, in between dark skin motherfuckers. Coming back from vacation, I'm a little sunburnt, so I needed something to get my skin back right because I'm feeling like a reptile right now. So I'm gonna get this baby going on when I get home.
Oh, and look, you gotta shine on, everybody. Look, I got like 4 cases. I got a bunch of cases. And I got the big jar too. That's old school. Y'all don't even know about that. He don't even got those no more. But look, I'm telling y'all, this shine is amazing. Help with eczema, clear your skin up, all of that great stuff. So you don't want to miss out on this shine, man. Make sure y'all go get y'all a bottle of this.
All natural ingredients.
Absolutely.
Yep. Where they can find it?
So you can find this at shinecareproducts.com. Let them know that we sent you. Use the code FMF20, get you a discount.
Got to.
What I learned is that I don't have to tithe in a certain way. I can still pay my dues and pay my tithes, but it doesn't have to be through the church. There's no definites about that, right? There's no definites that I gotta do it through the church. I gotta do it. Like, however you want to do it, you do it. And if that seems right for you, then do so. But I don't have to. So I do 10% of my earnings elsewhere. However I do it, it's still sacrificial and it's still still purposeful, right? I always wondered that as well. This is why I don't resonate well with taxes, because if I am giving you this money, where is it going? Especially if I'm giving it to you consistently, if I myself see that I've given you enough to do something, right? If I've tied 10% and my earnings is $50K a year, that means I've given you 5,000, right? I've given you 5K. So with 5,000, you can do a lot of things. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? What's happening? And I did see that as well, is like, I get Bible study and stuff. Like, all the time that I spent in Bible study, we never studied the Bible.
It just kept you busy.
Right? It just kept you busy. And it was more so, like y'all said, it's more so like a gathering and gossip session. But because we're in the church and amongst church folk, it's deemed as proper, just because of the setting. But also, going back to the book, whenever two people are having a conversation of God, then God is within that conversation. So God, what you have to learn is God is always within you. So I am the house. I am the church. I bring this with me, right? I'm always, like, if I want to preach, I could preach. If I want to speak, I could speak. I'm ordained. You feel me? Like, I do this. So I don't discredit myself when it comes to the church, You know, like I ain't putting nobody else on the pedestal over me. Like even when it comes to, I know this is crazy for some people, but even when it comes to Jesus, Jesus is the Son of God. Well, we're all God's children. I'm a son of God too. So, what you mean? That's my brother. You feel me?
Another thing with the idea of Jesus being some sort of savior, like the Bible says, you know, it tells us not to idol worship, and Jesus is like an idol in Christianity, like not focusing on God. It's just some idol dude. You know what I'm saying?
Like Jesus is now the gateway to God, and I don't get me wrong. Like I believe in both, but I don't believe it's set up the way that it's been told. Like some things just don't make sense to me. So you telling me that if the son don't like me, then I can't see the father. But what if I'm cool with the father, but I ain't cool with the son? What if me and the son beefing? You know, like it just doesn't resonate with me, and I don't believe that would be like the thing. That's just a euphemism to put out there, or something to think about. But going back to the financial backing, churches used to be able to do and used to have certain things that they did have to show in order to say that they're a part of the community, in order to say that they're doing the work that a church is supposed to do. They used to have more standard and stuff, but a lot of people, money hungry, churches are government based, they're government backed. And we already clarified that whenever the government is involved, is for what?
Money. Church and state.
Come on, man. How are they going to profit off of this? It's like an easy driving force. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love so much about the religion. It's just a lot of things that are fed and it's the promotion. It always goes back to the promotion for me. It's like if something ain't right, then I'm not going to indulge in it. You know, if it ain't right with me, I'm not going to indulge in it. If it doesn't make sense, I'm going to ask some questions. And if I ask some questions and can't get an answer, or they just tell me to find the answer myself, then what am I doing here? Let me go find the answer then. You know, like.
Hold on, stop the show. Stop the show. Gee, we got bricks in the chat. We got bricks in the chat. We got bricks in the chat.
Oh, go!
Yeah, let's put a pause on
Jesus. Oh,
snap! Shout out to the Brick Squad. Shout out to Sean.
Brick Squad.
Squad.
What's on, Sean? How you feeling, man?
What up, Sean? Yeah. What up, Quan?
Right. What's up, all the bros in the building? What's up, y'all? Got Sean, Quan, Flo, everybody in the building, man. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for being here. And just a pre-disclaimer, this is not a knock to any religion. I will say this, every religion has a merit of truth. Every religion has a merit of truth. And those goes to the principles that you was talking about, like just the guidance on being a decent human being that you was talking about earlier, Keith. Every religion has a merit of truth. So I can't knock anybody for whatever religion that they choose, or if they choose not to indulge in religion. I can't knock anybody for your choice, right? I can learn more if I want to about your religion. Still learning mine, you know, so it's always a learning thing. But the main thing is just be a decent human, man. Like, shouldn't be killing, you shouldn't be stealing, shouldn't be messing people over. You should understand communication is powerful, and your words actually do hurt. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones. Words will do more damage. Trust. Words will do more damage. Trust me. Yeah, so that's just a pre-disclaimer. We're not knocking religion. It's just, come on, man. Y'all know that there's some things just ain't right.
Where do the offering go? Where does the offering go? What does God spend money on? What does God spend money on?
That's to my understanding, it ain't a thing that God need the money. It's more so, again, people prioritize the money, and then if this is so important to you, I still don't need you to idolize anything over me. So give me this that something that you this is basically what's the word for it? It's collateral.
Okay.
It's basically collateral.
That's
like most people that get collateral, they don't need whatever that they're holding, but because you value it, I'm gonna hold this until you do what I need you to do, or you pay your debt, or whatever. It's just collateral to me.
What you got on the topic, G?
Yeah, y'all had some good points. Everybody put in something good. I agree with the part where Dr. Umar was talking about as far as the finances, where is with all this money, especially these mega churches. Even if you don't have a mega church, you still making a good amount of money. Where I forgot the tax code, where you have a church and you don't have to pay as much taxes, and you're getting grants and getting certain special type of tax
and
breaks and loans and stuff like that. So yeah, what you say?
And donations and
All that.
fundraising.
My question sometimes is like, where's all this money going, and why does the pastor have a private jet and Rolls Royces and all this stuff? Why is his salary so high when we're giving his money? And they, like he said, there's no schools. I don't see them at orphanages. I don't see them feeding the poor, the homeless, the stuff like that. We should have certain schools. I mean, it's rare for us to see like these churches that are making all this money that they have in these private schools or having daycares or anything to show where there's money going, other than, I guess, paying for the electricity here and for the salary for all the people that work there. That's where I get a little bit like, all right, I love the Lord. I love God. I do. I love me some God. I do. I ain't going to lie about that. But I'm not dumb either. So it's like y'all playing around right now. Either y'all supposed to be taking that money and doing something better with it, and being able to do better for our communities. And I don't see that all the time. So as a kid, I don't think or even as a younger adult, I didn't take likely to even learning God or being, get to know Him, because the church messed up my ways of thinking, and I had to understand that you can't let other people's wrongdoings get in the way of you learning God. So I didn't really learn God as much as in the church. Like I said, all that hooping, hollering, all that stuff, and all they're doing, and all this money ain't going nowhere. I had to learn it outside of it. So that's on that part when it comes to God. But when it comes to finances, he's right about that. I don't agree with Dr. Umar all the time. I really don't. But at this point, he making sense. It's like, where that money going, man? We need to, instead of y'all having all these jets and all that and doing all that, y'all need to be able to, have something like a tutoring service or something for the kids, or like something. It's rare that you see a company and it says sponsored by this church, or like donated by this church or something. We don't see a lot of that. So that's where I'd be like, yeah, y'all need to be able to figure out something to do with this, spread this money around for the community.
I've even seen now where they have Jesus has commercials now. I don't know what specifically they're I don't know what specifically they're trying to advertise, but it just says Jesus at the end. Be this deep voice behind this black screen, and then it say Jesus at the end. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I want to touch on. Well, that's personally why I don't touch on politics and religion, because they could get blurred.
I don't know, man. Politics is an area thing. Like, yeah, you're right. No, man, we don't have to touch on it.
We're gonna touch on it on the next topic.
Okay.
Anything? I think I said anything else I had to say on that. As far as what do you? Well, I can ask. Do you think there should be some sort of rule or law that the people that work at the church, like the pastors and the deacons, all the people that work there, they should get a specific type of salary instead of letting them choose their own salary when it comes to us giving to churches?
Shine.
Get your shine on.
Get your shine on, shout it.
Yeah. So, hey, I put this on. I put it on everywhere. Booty cheeks, kneecaps, underarms. I got the vanilla right here. Usually, hey, I got the lavender one. It helped me sleep good. 'Cause I be sleeping like this, and I can smell it off my hands. I'm trying to tell you, feeling good. Y'all better rock with this.
Right.
It's that vanilla. Yeah.
Listen, man, we ain't being ashy no more. Hygiene.
Yeah.
Hygiene is important. You need to get your shine. It's hydrating. It's light. It lasts all day. You don't got to use a lot, and it's good from face to foot.
Historically, I don't really use lotion or nothing like that because I'm like in a hybrid, light skin, in between dark skin motherfuckers. Coming back from vacation, I'm a little sunburnt. So I needed something to get my skin back right because I'm feeling like a reptile right now. So I'm gonna get this baby going on when I get home.
Oh, and look, you gotta shine on, everybody. Hey, look, I got like 4 cases. I got a bunch of cases. And I got the big jar too. That's old school. Y'all don't even know about that. He don't even got those no more. But look, I'm telling y'all, this shine is amazing. Help with eczema, clear your skin up, all of that great stuff. So you don't want to miss out on this shine, man. Make sure y'all go get y'all a bottle of this.
All natural ingredients.
Absolutely.
Yep. Where they can find it?
So you can find this at shinecareproducts.com. Let them know that we sent you. Use the code FMF20, get you a discount.
Got to.
I know there are laws in place. I don't know the exact ones. I don't know the percentages, the amounts, or whatnot. And one thing I won't do is knock anybody else's work. But I do think that it borders the line of like scamming and stuff like that. When you see like how the congregation looking versus, like we see where it's going. Like, don't be a false prophet. Don't be like even if it's popular. And let me also say that all churches don't subscribe to this, but the ones that don't, you don't see them. You know what I mean? So like them the ones that ain't got much renovation going on. Like they had the same congregation for the longest and stuff
they in the
like
country.
that. Like,
they're in the country.
They the mom and pop Jones. You know what I mean? But them ones to be the authentic Jones, like I'll go to that church.
Yeah, the ones that still use the real bread for communion. Yeah,
you know what I mean. The ones that ain't got no heat or AC. You know what I mean. They ain't got no HVAC in that junk. It's always humid. Them Jones, like them Jones are authentic.
When it comes to the financial aspect, I'm like, yeah, all right. If you just be transparent with what the tithing going, or like one of y'all said, like just show what you're doing with it. And as far as I guess the pastor deserves a little something, 10% of what everybody gave today, of the total of what everybody gave. Since we talking 10% tithing, 10% too. Because most of the time pastors have other occupations. I mean,
they do.
They're human beings outside of being a pastor. But if you come in there looking like Farnsworth Bentley and got the Mercedes parked outside, I need to know what you're doing, to help people out. Yeah.
That makes sense. He's silly, man. That man funny. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. What Chris talking about?
The people have to hold the church accountable. Yeah, but it's like I get what he's saying, but even when I was a kid, I used to ask those questions in so-called Bible study. I'm like, how much does the preacher? I used to ask, how much does the preacher get paid? Like tithing and offering, where does it go? I used to ask these questions, and they just used to give some, it's God, type answer. Just like, all right, shut up, little nigga, you asking too much,
Yeah, see, I ain't like that. That's what really threw me away from going to church too, is when I couldn't get my questions answered, or when people don't. A lot of religious people, when they don't know the answer, then they say, "Oh, that's just God," or "Only God knows." No, it's an answer. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that aggravates me so much, bro.
It's like a sect within the church, because you got the preacher, but you got the people around him that keep certain things like on a need to know basis. There's levels to people who have that information. Just like government or corporation or whatever else you
Just
want.
like government. That's why it's a government. I don't fuck with the government, so I can't rock with y'all either right now. Like y'all gotta clean yourselves up if you want my participation. Otherwise, I can't even focus on y'all because we see how the government doing too. Y'all just messy.
And the problem with my home church, my mom tell me like, ain't no young people coming to the church. We need y'all to come to the church. I'm like, well, change, like change. I never have these conversations with my mom because she'll probably just swing at me about the whole,
That's a thought, but a lot of times they have these thoughts as well, and the conversation can get real. I've had these conversations, some of these conversations with elderly generations and stuff, and like I even put the question out recently on my Facebook. It's like, how do you let go and let God? Like, these are questions that I would ask. Like, does it seem simple? It's nomenclature. Is all become standard phrases and stuff. But let's explain this thing. Like, what do you mean by that and stuff like that? So I would say,
on that one, I always live by that one, Trey. For some reason, I see what you're saying on that one. On some people can get it and some people don't. Everybody's human, but that's one that's always stuck with me. That I've always said. That I've always for a long time let go and let God. I say that on like every day. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like every single thing, and it's maybe just it's a personal a view on it, but every time, most of the time I've said that, and basically all the time, I let it go, and then things be fine, or like something happens, like something I keep doing good, and it just something happens that's good. I just let it go, like the stress I have. Why are you stressing about it? So I'm like, I just let it go, and then I feel better. Then the next few days, it'd be like it's already gone. I'm like, why was I stressing about that?
I think saying let go and let God is like saying control what you can control because you can't control everything. The more you try to control everything, your life is in chaos because you cannot control everything. You are not in control.
Right.
You can only control your actions and your emotions. And on other topics we talked about it, if you control your actions and your emotions, you're probably better off than most people. So don't worry about the little things in life.
Yeah, let it go, bro. You stressing, you can't control it. Like the small stuff that you think you control, you be like, man, I wish that can change. It's like, bro, can you do anything about it right now? Can you do anything? No. So why are you stressing about it, bro? You can't change it. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
let it go.
It's so many the way words can be,
communication, bro.
Communicate differently. Like we say, prayer is. I think prayer you can compare it to almost planning. You know what I'm saying? And then when you plan, that leads to the action. That's the word of the year, action, and that's how you get the blessings, quote unquote, the results.
The result. Funny.
You don't have to be so I don't know, glorified
religious
wording. It's just this is what it is. You know what I'm
saying? Well, yeah. So that's what I had come to terms with is let go, let God. Specifically, it just means to sum it up in one word is acceptance. Accepting where you are, accepting what has happened, accepting what is going on, accepting what you can't change, accepting your where you are right now, your role, what you can do, accept that and move with it. And that usually lightens the load and the stress because you do change the focus. For me, just saying, just focus on what you can, that just riles me up because it grinds my gears because I'm like, but if shit fucked up, then we need to fix it. Well, you can't fix other people.
I'm gonna leave this topic on this note. And it just randomly came across my mind. It was a quote from a character on Game of Thrones. He said, "Power resides where the people believe there is power." People need to believe the power is within them. I'm not a religious person, but I am spiritual. I do believe in God, and I believe God is in people. There is no big hand coming out the sky to to physically do anything or anything like that. It's in the people. You know, we together can do great things as a people. You by yourself can do great things as a person. You know, you are powerful. You can make the things happen. You can make the change happen. If you want to see the bigger changes, you just get more people to help you with. Plain and simple. That's my last take on it.
Love it.
Like it. I'm talking about Keith. Always ending it off right, man. You be doing your thing, man.
Love it.
Man.